Hey everyone, today I have another cool piece. This is the William Tuch Eclipse model. William is out of Portland and he is, there are a few videos out there on his knives. Very well done by very well-known knife reviewers, and all of them say that his knives are extremely impressive. And one of my friends also tried it, and he said that the action is one of the best on a thumb stud. So naturally, I had to give it a go. William used to be an art knife maker, and now he focuses more on tactical knives. Although the shape and overall is still very classy and akin to that of an art knife. And I think I was able to get one in his books, and I believe it is still open as of the time of filming. And wow, I gave him a challenge, and we'll go through that. We'll go through the build together, and I'll explain why this one is quite special. One of the things that is different from my knife than anyone else's is that usually when people get a knife from William, or especially in the Eclipse model, it would be a double action, meaning you can open it with a thumb stud, or you can fire it open automatically with a spring. I believe you move the bolster or something like that, and it fires really hard. But I didn't want that. For me, I wanted just the pure manual folder. And you would ask, hey, why, if it's just a manual folder, why is it so special? That makes it even less special because William is well known for the dual action. But see, the specialty comes in this dimension. Yes. So I told him that I wanted the lightest weight knife, thinnest blade stock. The blade is around point 0.9, I guess 0.09 inches. Sorry, I forget the specs, but it's just a lot thinner than the usual blade stock, which makes it a very, very keen slicer. The edge is extremely sharp. Even if it's not sharp, it will slice very well because of how thin it is. But it is sharp and it slices well. So this thing cuts. It's one of the best knives when I actually use it to cut something. And because it is made out of carbo quartz and with the Westinghouse inlays, I kind of try to minimize the weight. So even though this knife, I believe it's around a 3.5 inch blade, it weighs in at around 2 ounces and a little bit. So it's extremely lightweight for the size. It fits very well in the hand. My hand is medium to large size, and this thing is only 2 ounces. It cuts super well, and it's got a very nice lock bar here. And the reason why it's so special is that William had to draw out a new build because he's never done an inset lock into carbon fiber or any other material, because usually I think inset locks, the last time he did it was maybe 10 years ago when he's still doing art knives, and to do it in the carbon fiber or any synthetic material, that's never been done before because it's usually done into steel frames or titanium. So this is quite new for him. So it is the first one, which for me I think is very special. The clip is black Damascus, very nicely edged. I like it. Same with the back spacer. Let's get this focused. Right here. Yes. So the way he does his work is that it's a lot of hand files and sandpaper. You know, usually when you see grooves like this, it's all done by hand. Everything's done by hand. And for me, it's extremely impressive to get something so tight. You know, the inlay here is perfect, although I would love to see how good it would be with something like black Damascus, because with a material like Westinghouse, if you use epoxy and sand it well, it will always feel seamless. You know, I've had a couple of knives like that, and man, you know, it just feels so good. You can't tell the difference at all. But I'm sure, you know, judging by how, looking at the work, I think that even with Damascus, it'll feel seamless anyways. Look at that, check that pivot. Same Westinghouse inlay. The blade steel, at first I wanted a Damacor blade steel, but William insisted to go with S90V because it is a tougher steel, and he did a hand rub on it instead. The hand rub, surprisingly, it's not very clean actually. It's not perfect. You can see the lines are a little bit rough, and it's not perfectly straight. I've also heard that this is the case with other knives from him, but you know, you still get the nice shiny polish from the steel, so that's not so bad. Now, coming to the action, you know, in terms of the carrying the knife, you know, it's super light. The clip works perfectly. It cuts really well. How is the action? Check it out. I just push it a little bit. Flies really hard. You know, I have to agree with, you know, my friends out there that the action is incredible. Incredible. I've actually, you know, played this quite a bit, and it's always been the same. The lockup is perfect. Zero stick. Always zero stick. And checking if there's any wiggle. Nope, no wiggle. And when you close the knife, there's a nice detent sound. Very loud. This thing is a flicker, and it's very easy to get when you close the knife. Very easy to get over the detent ball. No issues at all. Very smooth. You can try to slow open it, but it is a flicker. My God, it is so fun, so addicted to flick. You know, even with my left hand, no issue at all. It fires just as hard. I think this is like the main, you know, differentiating feature of a William Tuch, is that his action when it comes to thumb studs. Wow. You know, I haven't tried flippers from him before. I don't think I've seen it either, but the thumb stud ones, it's just incredible. One of the things that I might have wanted to see is a different I guess thumb stud, because this shape is quite thin, and actually he did it by hand with Damascus on a lathe. But you know, and the side part of your finger is not used to it. It can feel sharp. But after you play with it for a little while, you won't be able to feel that. You can even press down the middle, which hurts less, and it still flicks just as hard. Like, man, you can't misflick this. Oh, okay, you can, but I think that's because my finger was actually blocking on the way out. You can try to go very softly, and hit the leg of the tripod, but man, this thing is, yeah, it's incredible. If you look inside, sorry, I'll stop playing with it now. If you look inside, the liner inside, or I guess the lock bar, is also jeweled, which is a very nice touch. It's a little bit difficult to see. And inside he put in his maker's mark. Let's see if I can get this to focus right. But it very nicely done inside. So both the blade and the frame, everything's very clean. Everything's hidden inside. So yeah, I mean, if you get the chance, you know, if you want a very good thumb stud flicker, you know, tell William you want something like mine. You want the action exactly the same. Maybe make the thumb stud a little bit different, because at this point it is super tall. And I haven't gotten it to snag on my pants pocket yet, but I can imagine that one day maybe it'll get snagged and it might open the knife. Although the detent's super strong, it would be difficult to do so. Maybe, you know, a different shape, a little bit wider thumb stud would be nice. But as is, wow, man, this is really cool. And before I end this video, I have a extra side story, because when I was ordering the knife, it was in probably around October, if I remember correctly, and by December, you know, William said he was going to be done, and this is 2021, and he told me, you know, he wanted the cash because it will be done in a few days. He wanted to pay bills for the medical for his doctor. So I said, actually, you know, if you're going to be done in a few days, let's wait on that before I pay you. And then he disappeared. I heard from another very well-known collector and actually a video reviewer that he's been very disappointed because the knife that he got, the detent ball actually fell out, you know, and the knife mechanically was really not good. And I was, you know, at that point I was extremely worried. Like, hey, you know, I thought this guy had a solid reputation. Everyone says good things about him. What went wrong? It turns out, you know, he has been having heart problems and issues medically, because he is an older gentleman. But you know, by the time, which is now in February 2022, so a few months later, he manages to finish my knife, and it came out perfect. So, you know, to anyone out there who might have a bad experience and delays, I'd really need, you know, you have to call him out to get him to help you. But I know he has been suffering, you know, medical problems, which might make quite a bit of difference when it comes to servicing the knife or making the knife. But just beware before getting in. You know, if this is the same with any maker, you know, if they're having personal issues, it usually will heavily affect their career, and how they treat customers, how fast they respond, and everything. And I can imagine if making knives is your sole income, but you're physically unable to do so, that's a big hit. But you know, as of the video, he is better. He's feeling much better, you know, and he managed to finish my knife, and it's come out essentially perfect. You know, I can't ask for anything better. Centering's perfect. Action is perfect. You know, the only nitpick I had was with the thumb stud, which might be a little bit sharp, and you know, the hand rub, which can be better. But other than that, you know, I think this is a wonderful piece. If you want to experience the ultimate thumb stud action, boy, this one is the one. This one is so good. I don't know how it is with the dual action. I've never tried that. I don't know if the thumb stud would be as good, but this pure manual thumb stud, oh yeah, this is the way to go. Alright guys, thank you for watching.